Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
Finale. Whoop whoop whoop.
Bittersweet, bittersweet. Oh god, this tractor is like glitching out. It must be the finale. It knows it doesn't want to work anymore. Oh my god, it's like going. It's gonna probably zip down this field in a second when it all catches up. Oh no, it just slow as hell. That's all it is. Okay, so I need to start baling this field. Where's our balers?
Both need to get baling.
All right, we need a windrower first, I guess.
Yeah.
Do we even bother to plant? Do we plant again?
Yeah, I guess we don't have to, do we?
Oh, we don't have to, but we could, because then we'll have something planted and ready for the next time.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying that we need to. Where is the plow?
I'm in it, setting it.
Oh,
right now.
I was like, why can't I get to the plow? Oh, he's 75% full with that big field right now.
What is the plow doing? What are you doing? What's wrong with you?
I don't know what you're doing.
He's just trying to plow, and he's just a dumb man.
Where's our balers at?
Oh no. We're by the house.
Did we sell them all?
No, we have two. We have two gatherers too.
They're not hooked up to any tractors anywhere.
No, they're not.
Oh wait, I need the windrower first. I don't know if this blue tractor can pull the windrower or not.
Well, probably not. Here.
We'll find out. It attaches. Oh yeah, it seems to be okay. Let's see when it actually runs. Oh, I can't run it. Ah. Do it manually.
Do it live.
I don't understand why it gives you the option to turn something on when it's not lowered.
Yeah, may want to get the oils running.
Yeah, just get them going and just.
God! Oh God!
What are you doing?
God! Jeff, I need you to come help me.
Where are you?
I rolled this tractor so bad.
Where are you at?
On the road in between us and the giant field. I'm like
okay,
a tipped cow.
I'll go with a regular tractor. Hold on, I guess I should come with the one that actually has the right attachment on it, huh?
Yeah, I think you're gonna need that.
Okay, I'm coming.
Help me.
I see you just, your arrow on the map is just pointed like you're confused.
I am. Real bad off.
What were you doing?
I was just bringing this tractor over for you, and it just flipped out. Rolled like, did like a 720 or something.
Oh, I didn't even get all that build all that build up. That's what I told her. Don't get.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, look at that. Woo! Thank you.
This is the savior tractor. This guy's been with us since the beginning or near the beginning.
I actually think we sold that one and never rebought it.
Shh. Since the beginning.
It's like whenever your fish dies and you buy a new one.
Yep, it's the same fish. But Daddy, this one's blue. I will say, I always loved neon tetras because they were colorful. Goldfish were boring to me. Though I did have some of those goldfish from Meyer's Kids Week. I don't know if you had Meyer's by where you're at.
No.
Meyer was like, it's like a Kroger. It's just a different brand up in the Midwest. And they always had this Kids Week. And one of the best things in Kids Week is they gave away goldfish. But they were literally like the 10-cent feeder fish that you could get for your, you fed your piranhas or whatever.
You
but they
fed
would
your
bag 'em
piranhas. Oh, yes, I know very well.
Yeah, I mean, that's what feeder fish are for, right? To feed piranhas?
The old piranha cage.
Yeah, the old piranha plant. Or the
Piranha plant, yes. Even better.
The mine or the Super Mario piranha plants. No, but we used to try to keep those alive for as long as we possibly could. We had some good luck with some. Some of them lasted a couple of years. Some of them always lasted a day. You know,
Piranhas or goldfish?
The goldfish, the feeder fish. I guess sometimes you had bad luck and your fish died in a day too.
Piranhas?
The fancy ones. I remember when I got a fish tank and I was all excited to get all the different fish in there, and the pet store had, you know, some 3-day return policy that if the fish died within 3 days, you could get your money back or get a new fish or whatever. And I was always like, what a cruel policy. Like, who's going to kill their fish so quickly? But we took advantage of that policy.
How'd they verify it? You like to bring in the fish?
You actually took them back to the dead fish. And they would just
Jesus Christ, that's so morbid.
I mean, you're either going to flush it down the toilet.
I was going to say, you got to give it a proper burial down the toilet.
I wouldn't call that a burial. That's where you put the alligators. You don't want them to get eaten by the alligator in the sewer, do you?
I think alligators go for the live things more than the dead ones.
So that's why they only nip at the people's butts when they sit down in the toilet. Okay.
You ever lived anywhere where you had like a mouse or anything like that come out your toilet?
Not out the toilet, no. Definitely the places where there was a mouse, and the mouse like ran around, and you tried to catch it and get it out of there, but it always persevered and made it through, but never out of the toilet.
I've seen pictures. I haven't either ever had any kind of animal come out of the toilet. I had a lizard mouse yesterday. It was
a lizard mouse?
A lizard in my house, not a lizard mouse. My cats were in the other room making all this weird noise, and I was like, what the fuck? And sometimes when I leave the front door open, like Conifer will get kind of meowy, like he wants to go outside. So I thought that was what it was. I was like, I just left the front door open. He's just getting whiny. And so I went there to shut the door, and then they're both on their cat tree, like looking at this lizard on the wall, a giant green lizard, like really big. I was like, oh fuck, this lizard! How am I gonna get this lizard out of the house? And I had a couple
lizard mouse. I don't know what to do with it.
Right. I don't have any snakes to feed it to. So I tried to I had some Amazon boxes on the floor in the living room because I bought like one of those plastic things that go under your chairs to like protect the carpet.
Lizard mice do live in the Amazon, so I mean,
right. I wanted to send it back to his habitat. So I kept trying to get him in the box so I could throw him out the door, and I managed to finally get him in the box, but I didn't think to open the door first because I guess I was worried the cats would run outside if I opened the door and then I'd have a secondary problem. And so when I was trying to get the door open, he jumped out of the box and ran off. And so I was like, well, fuck, I guess I have a lizard in the house now. There's nothing I can do about that. And a few minutes later, I came back in the room and he was back on the wall again. I guess the cats had ran him back up the wall. And so I was we went for the whole box strategy, but this time I just went in and opened the door. And he ended up jumping on my Guude head from the Guude statues in the middle of all this because the Guude statue is just in the living room right now. So I decapitated Guude and threw the head out the front door.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So is Guude headless?
Well, I mean, it's Velcro, you remember.
Yeah, but did you leave it outside?
No, well, I did for a little while until the lizard got off of it. It's back. He's still decapitated, though. It's just on the floor of the living room now.
I definitely never had a lizard in the house that I can remember. I remember the old house I lived in D.C., there was a mouse that we knew was in there because you'd see it run across the hallway, but you could never catch it. And one morning I woke up to go to work, and I had a garbage bag on the floor that had some trash in it, and in my room, this was one of those shared houses, we all had our own room and shared kitchen and all that stuff. So I had my own garbage bag with anything I threw away in my room in there, and I heard something moving around in there, and I was like, what the hell? And I was really confused because I was early in the morning, and I realized what it was. So I real quick grabbed the top of the bag and I squoze it shut and I started running toward the stairs because I was going to run outside and throw it outside because I was finally got this mouse. I shit you not, right when I hit the stairs, it jumped out the top of the bag onto the second or third step and ran back up the stairs and straight into my room. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I had you out of my room, down halfway down or partway down the stairs, and you jumped out and ran back into my room, and I never saw him again.
Wow, he still lives there to this day.
I probably does. I don't live there anymore. He probably does. Just chill in that room.
I caught a mouse similar to that. He was in the kitchen. I mean, we didn't know about the mouse until there was the mouse. But he was in the kitchen, and he'd gotten.
It's hard to know about the mouse when there is not a mouse.
That's true too. But I didn't know about him prior. It wasn't like we have a mouse and we should do something about it. It was just like, oh, there's a mouse and it's in the house, and there it is. But he was like in this like little plastic bag eating like trail mix or something, and so like I put like a plastic Tupperware thing on top of the bag, and then like slid him off the counter and like sealed him in this like in the Tupperware thing, and then drove him like a mile away from my house and let him out.
A mile away from your house.
Because otherwise he's just gonna come back in.
I will be honest, like I used to be a hunter, you know, in Michigan, a lot of
mice.
Hunters.
He was a mice hunter,
mice.
everyone.
No, like a deer hunter and all this stuff. But the set, like, and if there's a mouse trap that goes off and there's a dead mouse in it, that doesn't bother me at all. What really saddens me is when you have that live mouse that's still in it, that's obviously like injured.
Right.
That makes me sad.
Well, on that tone with the lizard thing, so my grandma had a lizard get in her house. And so she bought one of those like fly trap things, like the
sticky one.
Yeah. And so I pull up into her yard and I see her outside. Anytime I drive, well, basically I was driving by and I see her outside and it's like, hey, listen, woman, how many times have you fallen outside? What the fuck are you doing? And so I like pull into her driveway, like, excuse me, what are you doing outside of your house? Just out in the middle of the yard.
Get back in the basement.
Yeah, I mean, really. Like my daughter's even like, Grandma, you do not leave this house. She's like, she at this point knows, because like she's so stubborn and she keeps falling like outside and shit. And it's like, you're gonna die. Stop. Her brother just died last week doing the same exact thing. He hit his head on the step because he should have been outside the house, and he's dead now.
Are you serious?
I am. I'm dead serious. He was
dead serious.
And he is too. I had to miss his funeral because it was my daughter's first day of school, actually. But the thing about him too is I remember when my dad was still alive. Like his name was Levi. And it was always like this running joke that Levi's dying. Like he's always, because he was always just like, oh, I'm on my deathbed. I'm gonna be dead within a week. And he's lived until this last week and busted his head. But anyways, I pull up and my grandma's got this lizard on this sticky thing, and the lizard's still alive. And she's like, help me. And she's like beating on the lizard, trying to get him off. Like not, but trying to detach him. And I finally was just like, let me have this. And I went and like crushed the lizard's skull in with a rock, because there was no getting the lizard off of the sticky thing. It was just impossible. So I just killed it.
I mean, and it's sad because a lot of people are going to be like, how could you? But that's really like the most humane thing to do at that point. I will tell you, like, you're always told if you hit an animal like in your car, the more humane thing to do is like run it over and finish the job if it's suffering on the side of the road.
Right.
And I once had a cat, I remember, run out in front of my car, and I tried to swerve to avoid it, and it jumped like right under my tire, and I stopped, and it was like in such pain and agony on the side of the road. And to this day it haunts me because I could not run it over to finish the job because if I felt so bad, but I know I just ended up making it suffer 10 times more.
Yeah.
By not doing that. And I'm just like, oh, why couldn't I just killed it? But I couldn't, like, I have a heart, but I don't at the same time, maybe. Like, because it's really, oh God, I have no problem with dead things, dead animals, dead people, but watching them suffer is where it's terrible for me.
Yeah.
Animals dying, don't like it at all.
Yeah, my old
That's
cat.
actually one of the reasons I stopped. That's one of the reasons I stopped hunting. Is I'm not really a fan of the, quote. You don't just, when you shoot a deer, the deer doesn't just like be like, oh, you shot me, and just fall over and it's dead. It runs and you track it. And
right.
I used to love helping my dad when I would track the deer that he got. Like, let's follow the blood trail and it'll lead us to the deer and things like that. And then I started realizing that means this injured animal is just running because I shot it,
right.
quote unquote, for sport. Granted, we eat it. It's not like we waste the venison, but we don't need it.
Right.
A
lot of people around here don't eat them, and to me that's just wrong.
So they hunt deer just to hunt them?
Yep.
And I mean, there is kind of a case to be said about that for deer specifically, because the populations are so high that they're like starving themselves out anyway without kind of that counterbalance. I don't know about in your area, but I do know that that was a problem in Michigan for a little while when I was younger. So it's one of those like where you're almost kind of like controlling the population so that the ones that are there are not starving.
Right.
I don't know, but I fish and don't feel bad at all about fishing.
Yeah, something about fish, right? They don't look like, you know what it is? It's the eyes.
That they don't actually look at you?
Well, I mean, they look at you, but they don't have any compassion in them. Like, if you look, like, you know, I have a much harder time.
Fish does not look remorseful.
It doesn't. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it feels. It doesn't have any feels. It doesn't have a soul. Fish look soulless.
Yeah, fish don't really look like they have a soul, do they?
Right. But like you look at it like a deer or a bunny or something. I've told you about my first hunting with. Have I told you about me killing this bunny before?
I don't think so.
So my dad always taught me that if you kill something, you only kill things to eat it. Like if you're gonna kill something, then you're gonna eat it. Like, and I guess I was taught this because like my cousins and stuff would always go and shoot birds with the BB guns, and it's like don't do that. That's cruel, and you're just killing birds for no fucking reason. Like if you kill an animal, expect to eat it. And so that's what I was always taught. And we were living in North Carolina, and my little friend across the street, Michael, his dad was going to take us hunting, but just with slingshots. So we're just going out with slingshots, and we're going to go hunting. And I'm sure I would love to be able to meet this man as an adult now and talk to him, because I'm sure he had this little harmless expedition that he was going to, we're going to go hunting. I'm going to take the kids hunting. We're just going out with slingshots. These stupid kids are never going to hit anything. Well, I fucking pegged a deer dead center in the head and killed it. With
a deer?
I'm sorry. No, not a deer. Did not peg a deer and kill a deer. A bunny. I killed a bunny. A deer. Yeah, I killed a deer, Jeff. All right, listen. I am basically Tarzan. I don't know if Tarzan killed many deer with, but yeah. But no, yeah. So I killed this little bunny rabbit with my slingshot, and my little friend Michael was devastated. He was squalling, crying about this dead bunny. And meanwhile,
squalls are different animals.
Do what?
Squalls are different animals.
But in my head, like even before we went out, I remember this so vividly. I was only like 8 years old, but I remember like before we went out talking about it, it's like, so yeah, whatever we kill, we're gonna eat it, right? And I was like, yeah. So when we kill this fucking bunny rabbit, I was like, all right, we gotta skin him and eat him. Like, you ready, right? And he's over here crying, and I'm just like ready to eat this bunny. And we had to have a fucking funeral for this bunny rabbit. We didn't eat him. We buried him. He's still buried there in Wingate, North Carolina, in the backyard of Michael's house.
I mean, it's sad to laugh, but I mean, as a kid, and especially, it sounds like you killed him instantly.
Yeah, no, he was dead. Like, he wasn't like, I don't know how I did this. Like, looking back at this, again, I'm sure Michael's dad never in a million years, I would never in a million years assume that I'm going to take these two little 8-year-old boys out with some slingshots and they're actually going to kill anything. Like, the chances of that. Like, I don't know how many times I went squirrel hunting and stuff as a kid with like my little 22 or whatever, and I've never, ever, ever was successful. But somehow on that day, everything lined up where my rock pegged that bunny right in the head and he was dead.
It was probably a sick bunny. It had leukemia or something.
It's like one of my most vivid memories as a child. It's just pegging this bunny square in the skull.
So have you eaten a rabbit ever?
Yeah, only once. It was in Philly. I was going through Philly for something, and was just walking around the streets looking for some food, and there was this place that had bunny on the. It wasn't bunny, but
they called it bunny. Bunny sandwich. Bunny kebab.
Yeah, they had rabbit on the menu, and so I had it. It was good.
And your thoughts?
It was good.
Good?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm sure I've had it before because I've tried a lot of like random meats, but I couldn't not tell you what it tasted like.
It wasn't, I wouldn't put it much different from, it's like a more gamey chicken. Yeah, really. It's just another white meat. A lot of bones. Like kind of like a quail, I guess, more than a chicken.
Yeah, I've just never, I can't remember if I had it. When I was in Iceland, I really thought about eating whale because it's legal in Iceland.
Is it the blubber or is it the fat? Like, I mean, or like the actual meat?
I mean, what I saw in the shop looked like the actual meat,
okay.
But I didn't try it, and one of the reasons I didn't try it because we were talking to some other people that were from America who decided that they were going to try it for the first time, and they said it was pretty terrible. They were like, it was not worth it, and it's not cheap either. So I was like, oh, is it really worth it to give this thing a try just because I can? You know?
Right. I'm always in that. Not. I want to try it if I haven't ever tried it category.
Yeah, for the most part, I am too. Hence the Ethiopian wedding that I was just talking about in the last episode. We tried the raw meat, but yeah. The other thing I didn't want to try was the putrid shark.
Oh,
though,
yeah.
I almost kind of wanted. I wish I did because I wish I could say that I did, but at the same time, I have no desire to because it's known to be terrible, and it was just only a way that they preserved stuff when they didn't have the ability to preserve things.
Right.
And so there's no real good reason to eat it anymore, except to say that you did.
That's like that shit they have in Sweden that it's like against the law to open it indoors because it stinks so bad. It's the same kind of putrid. It's a putrid fish. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Stromshroud or some shit. I definitely got that way wrong. But there's something that Anders talks about that is basically that. It's putrid fish, and it's a delicacy.
You know how you see TV shows where they always make fun of like people at offices who have signs to not like cook, fish or ethnic foods or whatever in the microwave of the office because it smells. I am not kidding you. There was not just one, but two distinct people I can remember. Multiple other people did it too, but these two did it regularly in my emergency department that I worked with. Two other nurses that constantly brought the smelliest ethnic fish dishes with them to work and would not hesitate to tell you what a bastard you were if you told them that they shouldn't be cooking it in there.
Wow. The other day, my daughter wanted some catfish from Whole Foods that was like on, they have like the little buffet type thing at Whole Foods where you can get already cooked food. Well, she got that for lunch, and then she didn't eat it all, so brought it home.
Did you go there because of the Amazon thing? Was it cheaper?
I did. No, it wasn't. No, the stuff I bought.
Did you go there since the first Amazon thing?
Yeah. It was after we talked about it. The next day I went because I had to take my car to the Volkswagen dealership, and it wasn't. No, the stuff that I buy was not any cheaper. Like the cheeses that I always get, none of the stuff I normally buy was any cheaper. Like I bought the same.
So it wasn't 40% off across the board or whatever.
Definitely wasn't. Like I always buy the same fruits for like fruit cups, and some cheeses, and it was still $100 for some fruit and some cheese. The only thing I added differently was I guess like this catfish, and they had this little cart where they had just fried some soft shell crabs. They were making sandwiches, and I got one of those too. But so that night I heated up the catfish, and for like 2 days my fucking microwave, every time I'd open it, I had to like scrub my microwave 3 times to get this catfish smell. I've never had this happen before, but this catfish was the worst.
One of the raunchy catfishes.
I guess. Like, it tasted delicious, but, man, it left this fish smell in my microwave that was not going to go away.
Yeah, I mean, fish definitely does that to microwaves, but I don't... I like fish, but I'm not... So, I take that back. I think I like fish because I like certain kinds of fish, but if you give me anything that's like a fishy fish, I don't like it. I know that sounds like hypocritical, but I'm more like the white fishes. And
racist.
Yes, I'm very racist versus the black fishes. No, but I like, tuna, salmon for the most part, but you can get some of that salmon that's way too fishy for my taste. But if you go to like one of sometimes, depending on what the type of fish is and how it's cooked, sure. When it's soggy skin, I don't like it, but like crispy skin, delicious on a lot of fish that I'll eat. I love scallops. But there's just certain fish that I'm just like, whoa, I cannot do that fish because it is just fishy. It's kind of funny to say, like, I like the taste of fish, and I know what the taste of fish is, but then something is too fishy. It's got the same flavor, it's just almost, it's like enhanced by like 100 times. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm also not a big soft-shell crab person. Not because I dislike soft-shell crab. I love it, but I think the work is not worth the reward.
Well, soft shell, it's whenever it is at the point where you just fry it. You don't have to go through the work. You're thinking more of the hard blue shell crab. Or blue,
oh, yeah, that's what I meant. I meant blue shell crabs, yeah.
Yeah. So I have this friend, Alk. And I asked him, I was like, so you like crab legs, right? He's like, yeah. It's like, have you ever had blue crab? He's like, oh, yeah, blue crab's great. And so we took him to the blue crab place, kind of near us. It's an hour away.
Like an all-you-can-eat.
No, it's not all you can eat. You have to pay by the bushel or whatever. And I even called ahead and had them because you can call ahead like a week ahead or something. And they'll order in like larger ones for you. So I even did that. So they were the bigger ones. And so took him, and after like 5 minutes, he gave up. And he went outside and smoked while we ate for basically 2 hours because it takes a while. I mean, it's like you said, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's why I love that when we used to go to PAX, what do they call it now? PAX West.
Yeah.
It used to be PAX Prime, and we get the whole seafood platter thing. And there wasn't as much work involved in that because most of the stuff was ready to eat, but there was a couple things in there that you'd have to like work at. But that was like a 2-hour meal.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's kind of like what you do with Fogo de Chao. You don't go there for, the half-an-hour quick stop into lunch.
Right.
You go there for like the long haul to get the most out of that food. Go to an all-you-can-eat crab place, which you pay for that. Like, you're going to be prepared to be there for 2 or 3 hours. And it's good. I love it. It's just, God, I feel like I get way more drunk than anything else because I'm ordering beers, buy like 2 or 3 beers for 1 or 2 crabs because it's taking me that long to pull the shit out of them.
Right. Yeah, there's a seafood buffet that we go to at Myrtle Beach, and they added blue crab to it last time we were there, and I was like, oh, this is fantastic. It was the worst experience ever. Like, I got like 2 of them, and I guess since they're mass cooking them or something, it was like just like this soggy mess on the inside of it. It was not like cooked right. I think it had been frozen, honestly, because normally they're cooked from live, and I think what had happened is these were frozen, and it was the grossest thing. It was not edible at all.
They're not necessarily normally cooked from live around where I'm to get those. Sometimes they are. Some places you can go, they are. Most places they're not cooked from live.
Really?
The other problem I have with them is I always puncture my fingers.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I
always do it right near the beginning, so it's like a miserable experience trying to feel the rest.
Because you're getting the Old Bay like all up in your fingers forever.
It hurts so bad.
Yeah,
definitely have that problem. I feel like there's way more bales in this field than there ever has been before.
Yeah, well, these are like big mountains of grass we got here.
Yeah, we must have cut this grass like 8 times.
Yeah, I don't know how many times because we were waiting for that other field over there to grow.
How is that doing anyways?
It's probably time to pick it up again. Let me go see.
Oh, I'm sure it's time to pick it up.
Well, I just did it a minute ago. Yeah. But yeah, it's probably been long enough that he's ready to be relieved. His bladder's full. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, now that we're talking about it, I'm like, I so want to go to an all-you-can-eat crab place right now, but at the same time, I don't. Because it's good! I just don't like the work.
Well, now, you're fine with normal crab legs, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love normal crab legs. There's plenty of meat to get out of those things,
I've never been to an all-you-can-eat blue crab place. Like, every place I've ever been that has blue crab, it's always paid by the pound or whatever.
There's a couple restaurants. We used to go up to Firefly Music Festival up in Dover, Delaware, and there was this one restaurant we always went to because it was only like $39, and it was all-you-could-eat crab.
Wow.
And it was, you just go to town. They would bring you like 4 or 5 at a time in like a tray in the middle, and then when it got they'd ask you, do you want more? You say yes, and they would just bring more out while you were still picking at the other ones that were there. And
oh man, I'd love that. Spend about 2 hours there.
Oh yeah, we'd spend plenty. It was so much time there. But like I said, the problem was we would get drunk while we were just like trying to eat our crabs.
Well, that crab pot's the place you're talking about in Seattle, and I've never left there sober because you always get those giant fucking drinks they have there.
Yeah. I forgot about those big drinks there. Because I'm usually a beer drinker anyway. I don't drink, liquor drinks at many places. But I forgot they had this huge, like...
Long Island's what I always got.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of wish we went to PAX Prime still, only because of that.
Yeah.
That's like the main
Well, a lot of people went. I mean, it just happened this last weekend. I guess you probably knew that.
Yeah, I saw the emails for it, so I knew it was PAX West. But I didn't realize a lot of people went that...
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people live there now, too. So, like, Kurt, Chad... Well, no, I guess Chad didn't go, but Kurt, Sevidus, Aurelian,
Wait, Chad lives there?
No, I said never mind, not Chad. No, Chad lives in Texas.
I was like, wait, what?
No, I took back Chad. But no, Kurt and Sevidus lived there, and Seth. Kurt Sevidus.
Yeah. I knew they all lived there.
So I guess it wasn't a lot.
So yeah,
of people,
I guess it makes sense for them to go.
Aurelian too, but yeah, my Twitter feed was just full of people. Honestly,
wait, she lives there, or she went there?
Who?
Aurelian.
No, she went. No, she lives in.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I didn't know that she lived there, but she doesn't. That makes sense.
Honestly, this is the first Twitch party I missed. They had it at the aquarium there in Seattle.
Oh shit! Was it good?
I don't know. I wasn't there, but it looked cool.
I mean,
it was at the aquarium.
But did I'm assuming you talked to those people who went?
No, I didn't. I just saw pictures from Twitter.
I get kind of sad because we haven't been to PAX as a group in a while, right?
There's just no reason to go.
No, I mean I agree with you, but it's been about 2 years, and it was how we did our Twitch parties and stuff. I kind of missed the experience. It was a fun time. Yeah. I'm falling off the limelight.
I think it's I think it's my fault. People stopped going because like my life changed, and so I couldn't go to these things anymore. And I feel like I was kind of like the center point that brought people to go, or convinced people to go.
You were definitely the anchor. There's no question about that. Not only the creator of Minecraft, but you would set up the things to get everybody to go, and everybody followed suit. A couple of them, remember, weren't they very last minute set up? And it was because you just at the last minute were like, "Hey, we're getting this house. Who wants to go?" And people would.
I'm not a last minute kind of guy. You should know that. I need a lot of pre-planning.
That's true.
Makes me anxious to do things last minute. There's
it's definitely always you setting it up. I bet if somebody else probably set it up, people might go, but.
Right.
Nobody else has the ambition to set it up.
Well, I mean, it's kind of cool seeing people. Well, you can't talk about it. Never mind.
Yes, lips sealed. I don't even know what you're talking about, but
it's the thing that's going to happen soon.
I don't know.
We haven't announced it yet. It should be announced by the time this video goes out, though. So
God, I would hope so. I hope so. Otherwise, we fucked up majorly.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to be announced next week, so it should be. But yeah, I mean, that thing, people will know what it is by the time this video goes out, probably. Most of that work's been done by Sevidus and Michael and other people this year. So I've only been partially responsible for work.
Yeah, but I think that's the only thing anymore.
Right.
Because the last thing was Minecraft. Or Minecon, I mean, right?
Right. I mean, everyone was invited to that thing in London, but you can't go.
Yeah, I mean, it was just God. I would love to go. Unfortunately, that is not only with the baby and all, but that is the same time frame that I'm changing my other plans for the other thing.
Right.
So it doesn't work out in multiple ways. I'd actually love to go to London, just because I would love to go back to London with the group of people. I wouldn't care to go on my own. I'll be honest. But
no, I would love to repeat the fucking the boat. God.
Yeah, God, that was, oh my God, that first Minecon, or the Minecon over in London, we had what, 7 days prior?
Yeah, whole week.
That we all just hung out. God, that was so fun. Yeah. Like, just an experience. Remember, that was, it's funny to even put that in perspective. That was the second week after I had started my job.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had literally just started my job and then had, all the 10 days off to go to London.
I can't believe they gave you that time off. That's absurd.
Well, it was, it was at the same company I worked for. I just had a promotion. I just told them beforehand that, hey, I already have this obligation. And they're I have a new boss that just started 2 weeks ago. My boss's spot has been empty for a little while now until they finally found somebody to fill it. And that's, a high level position in the hospital. And she's off starting next week, I think, for 2 weeks because she already had a planned vacation before. It was part of the contingency on taking the job was, hey, I already have this thing planned. They said, fine.
That's crazy.
My work is pretty good about making sure people get their appropriate time off that they request and need. And so it's really nice. I have nothing bad to say about my work conditions by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it's always good to have a job that doesn't that lets you, I can't imagine working somewhere that you like my mom, where she works, you cannot get time off. I don't even know.
Yeah, but then you have this whole use it or lose it thing. So it's illegal for them to really stop you, but it's hard to do it. I'll be honest, I don't take as much vacation as I should because I'm like at the point where I'm constantly sitting at the cap of earning vacation or not. And I'll take a random day here just so I'm under the cap again and can accrue vacation. But it's not that because I can't take it. I just am one of those people who, okay, I'll save it up for something big, but that big thing never happens. I can't say never happens. It doesn't happen in a like normal time frame, especially with us not going to PAX and stuff anymore. That used to be what a lot of it was too. I'd take like 4 or 5 days around the weekend of one of those conventions, and that would be like my time off that I'd take every 3 to 6 months, depending on how long it was between conventions. And since we don't do that anymore, I don't have as much time that I take off to go do things. And now with a baby, I'm not going on any vacations anymore.
Right.
No, it's one of those type of situations. Are you about to meet me in this? Oh, thank God, because I feel like I've been bailing forever.
Yeah, you've done way more bailing than I have, honestly.
I just forgot how long it takes, and as well as I'm only doing like half of each row because they're so
big, right?
Rows. Yeah, we must have gone for a long time without bailing. So now it's gonna take forever. We only have one pickup guy still, right?
No, we got 2.
We do get 2 pickups?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are we really gonna sell everything?
Oh, we didn't tell them that. But yeah, I think we should. I mean, we can... Well, once we drop off these bells, we'll get an idea of...
how much money we actually have.
Right. If we think we can get to $1 million.
I think we can get to well over $1 million. Well, not with the bales, but we'll sell. I'm curious if we can get to 2 if we sell everything.
I bet not. I don't think so. Oops.
Including the sheep?
Oh, yeah. So that would be 160,000, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I'm looking at all these bales. I think we're going to be up to like 500,000. Excuse me, 500,000 just with the bales. That might be pushing it, but I have high hopes. How is that guy doing over on the other fields?
It might be time to dump him again.
He's at, oh my God, he's like 3/4 of the way done. Let me go see. Oh no, he's actually still going, but he's like on the brink of full, but he's still moving. Oh, there's still so much more left to do.
I don't think we can get all this stuff picked up in this episode. Is my worry.
It's gonna take a while.
Are you at the point where you're still belling, aren't you?
Well, I'm emptying this guy out right now, but yes, there's still bailing to do. I'm trying to bail or to empty this guy's tanks while riding next to him. Come on. Oh my God. I feel like it's like that piss you took that you didn't know you had to take that just doesn't stop.
Right.
So I feel what's going on over here. Oh, I think it's actually just, it looks like the animation looks like it's got so much left to do when really he was actually empty and just doing little sputters.
Oh, yeah, because he'll start moving again, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, damn, this guy's just like, he's just going, and it looks like he's just streaming into my semi still, but it was like 1 and 2 at a time. Okay. Oh God, I forgot when you tab out of a vehicle, it turns it off. I'm trying to go down this road that I literally only got half of. It's going to take us another solid half an hour to dump these bales, isn't it?
I agree. We may have to do one more episode.
Just kidding, finale! April Fools!
September 16th Fools!
We'll never leave this game. This is all that the channel is from now on.
100 more episodes, Jeff. Me and you, bailing forever. Bailing to the future. Bailing to 2020.
Bailing to the future. I like that. We'll like take this thing through a time warp somewhere. It'll like mess
88
up
miles an hour to bailing.
Make its parents no longer be together, and it'll be crazy.
We'll do one more, I guess. We'll see you guys.
Okay, guys. We'll see you next time.